Today we're reacting to the world's craziest animations by WWII films, from a guy splitting his tongue in half with a laser to seeing a baby growing another head on top of its own.
He had another head right on top of his own, one that could blink and smile independently. And this head was actually his twin that didn't fully separate in the womb. It would cry when he laughed and stare blankly when he slept. Now, each head was actually functioning off of their own separate brains. But when he was 4, the boy was bitten by a snake, and both heads passed away together.
The two heads think better than one. Been real quiet since this drop.
He split his tongue in half with a laser, burning the flesh as it sliced through. Next, he filed his teeth into sharp point again.
These are definitely the world's craziest animations, by the way, bro. Like, and this guy is real somewhere. I don't know what his name is, but damn, bro. Like, that was so traumatizing.
He split his tongue in half with a laser.
Yo, and like the teeth part.
Flesh as it sliced through. Next, he filed.
What are we doing, bro? Imagine being a therapist and this thing shows up in your office, bro. That'd be scary. This man isn't afraid or scary. He's just scary. Yep.
Behind the cupboard, they found a staircase that led to a concealed bunker. Inside were a man and his 6 kids who had lived there for nearly a decade. They were raised in the bunker and had never gone outside. They believed the outside world was evil and would hurt them. Now, police found the bunker after the eldest child escaped and asked for help at a nearby cafe. Neighbors had no idea they were under there. The father was arrested for his crimes, and his kids were freed and slowly introduced to the outside world.
That's so cool. That's why parents have a big impact on children, yo. If y'all ever become parents, bro, just know even the slightest things from talking, the way how you talk, will have an impact on your children, bro. It's insane how the eldest child even knew where to look for help after being there so long. That's what I'm saying. Seeing the real world after living that for years would be mind-blowing, bro. You have so much to learn. You got McDonald's, you got schools, you got people, other people there. You got beaches, other countries, bro.
The toddler fell 50 feet into a narrow well.
Are we serious right now?
Ropes trying to loop them around the boy, and they even brought in heavy machinery to dig the pipe out. But it took 11 hours just to dig a few feet down.
11 hours?
A teenager offered to go in himself. A rope was tied to his waist, and he was lowered in head first. With a flashlight strapped to his forehead, he stretched out his arms to grab the child. And when they pulled him to the surface, he brought the toddler back up alive.
Oh my, that's crazy. Nah, you know how much courage it takes to do that? Wow, dude. Damn, no, props to that teenagers. And by the way, videos by WWII films are not fiction. They're all based on facts, on non-fiction, bro. That's crazy. That's courage. I watched the real video of this rescue. Tears filled my eyes. This teenager was real. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know how narrow the well is, but like, bro, I'm speechless. I just gotta clap it up. Respect to the team for going out his way to rescue Tyler. He didn't even know. A true hero. That's what I'm saying, bro.
2 tables are placed next to each other.
Okay.
One looks long and thin, and the other looks short and wide. But if you measure them, they're actually the same size and shape. This works because the legs drawn under the shapes tricks your brain.
Hey.
They look like the tables are 3D, viewed from different angles.
Bro,
so even
they are literally built different, bro. What do you mean, WWII films?
Though they are identical, your mind stretches one
No.
the other.
No.
If you take the legs away, you can see.
Oh, I can look at this, bro. I swear I got a stretch, bro. Nah, you're.
See, they're the same, proving how easily your brain can be fooled.
No, I don't believe it. All that budget goes to the smooth animation. That's what I'm saying. 0% trauma, 100% confused. Zach went from traumatizing us to confusing us.
She was kidnapped and held hostage for 7 days.
7 days?
And her kidnappers planned to force her into marriage. What? But as the girl cried, a pack of lions suddenly appeared.
What?
The kidnappers were terrified, running from the scene and leaving their victim behind.
What? No.
But instead of harming her, the lions spent the next 12 hours guarding the girl. When police and her family finally got there, they found the girl shaken but alive, and the lions calmly walked back into the forest.
Those lions acted the girl was their cub. Huge respect to saving her. Yeah, honestly, bro. These lions are the real Lion Kings. Yes, sir.
Turn the key so the first bar slides into the first hole.
Okay.
Then twist it until the second bar slides into the second
Okay.
hole, and finally turn it
Complicated
again to
lock.
slide the last bar inside the lock. Next, push the whole thing firmly. This slides the key around 5 metal springs, which hold the lock in place. As the key slides along them, this releases the bolt, allowing you to open the lock. And these were designed in ancient China to confuse thieves even if they had the key.
Complicated lock, bro. Damn. What the hiding in there? At first, I was thinking, Zach, is he teaching us how to do a puzzle? But of course, it had to end with teaching criminals. Yep.
He aimed the shotgun at the door and attached a wire to the handle since the empty house had been robbed before. And one night, 2 friends broke in looking for antiques. When they entered the room, they set off the trigger, and this fired the buckshot straight at their legs, hitting one at close range and blowing part of it off. But since it's illegal to booby trap a home, the robbers sued the homeowner, and the jury decided he was right.
What?
He was ordered to pay $30,000 and had to sell his farmhouse just to cover the cost.
What kind of judge is... I mean, I get it. It is dangerous, but like the context of the... What? Suing homeowner after breaking into the house is insanity. That's what I'm saying. A justice system at its finest, bro. Yeah, man. The world is corrupt. No matter how you think of it, the world is corrupt.
If you were shrunk down and landed on someone's nose,
yeah,
you'd be surrounded by these black wax-filled craters.
Black pores?
If you slipped into one, you would fall
Ew.
through a tunnel of dead skin
That's on my nose.
bacteria. The walls would be slick and warm, coated in layers of oil. And while you were trying to climb out,
that's our nose,
fresh
boys.
oil would start seeping in from the sides. It would rise fast, filling the space and pushing you deeper. To escape, you would need to somehow scale the walls quickly before the next surge buried you alive.
That's why I clean it regularly so that no one dies inside my nose, boys. Yeah, I don't know how Zach had thinks of this, bro. I swear.
The foul ball flew straight at the woman's face.
I hate that. I hate gore, bro.
The medics rushed to help.
Oh my gosh.
As they lifted her onto a stretcher, the game continued, and on the very next pitch, another foul ball flew through the air. It hit the same woman in the knee, fracturing her bone. And even though she was treated, she only watched from the left field bleachers after that.
After that, acting like nothing happened. Hello? She's never going to lose 2 truths and a lie. But I ain't a foul. That's not murderer.
If you used a mile-long ruler to measure a coastline,
yeah,
you get a number that sounds about right.
7
but
miles.
if you switch to a yardstick, you'll measure in more detail, giving you a much bigger number. And if you use a 1-foot ruler, the number will grow again. This is because every time the unit of measurement shrinks, you're measuring smaller curves and details that the larger stick missed. The closer you zoom in, the more detail you see, and the more curves there are to measure.
Yeah.
The length of a coastline keeps getting longer, almost like it never ends.
Yeah, the coastline paradox explained. We're gonna need an atom-sized ruler for sure.
She suddenly collapsed.
No!
First date, unconscious to the floor. Now her date panicked, thinking she had just died in his house. But instead of calling for help,
yo, what kind of thinking is this, bro? What kind of... You know what? Let's hear him out. Let's hear Zach T films out and the rest of the story.
He decided to bury her in his backyard. Days passed, and her family filed her as missing, and police eventually searched his home and found the fresh grave. Her autopsy revealed that she had a diabetic episode, which sent her into a coma when she collapsed, but she wasn't dead at that point. They learned she actually died from suffocation in the grave. The man immediately confessed, but he was only charged with manslaughter.
I can't comprehend how much creativity it took him from to think of such a stupid idea. That's what I'm saying, bro. What kind of thought? What's that? I'm actually mad, bro. What? Bro, what are we thinking? Man, you can't be real. I genuinely think I am, bro. You actually can't be real, bro. And the thing is, like stuff like this, I want to get mad over, but like, you gotta realize his videos are true. They are not fiction unless he says fiction in the title, bro. I don't believe it. It's amazing how that bro managed to grow into adulthood with only 2 brain cells. Same, bro.
If planes towed a massive bag, could they catch a cloud?
What?
Clouds can be over 6 miles wide, holding billions of pounds of water.
Really?
And even if you had a bag big enough to hold it, it would act like a giant parachute, creating so much drag that the engines couldn't keep moving. But if the planes were powerful enough, you might be able to actually capture the cloud. However, once the vapor turned back into liquid, the weight of it would snap tow cables, crushing the planes as they fall out of the sky.
Yeah, man. Love the animation Zachty films. For anyone wondering, clouds weigh about 500 plus tons. So if they're being compressed into a ball of water, the planes would be nowhere near as strong as Damn! 500 plus tons? That's a lot!
If you drive behind a truck hauling logs,
yeah,
do they really fly off and smash through your windshield? Well, each
That's that world's craziest animation for ya.
log weighs thousands of pounds, more than a small car. And to keep them in place, drivers wrap them in heavy steel chains pulled tight with thousands of pounds of force. Even if the truck hits a bump, those logs barely move. And in a crash, they'll slide and shift forward in the trailer. For a log to actually launch, the chains would have to be snapped and the truck would need to hit just the right angle at high speed. But even then, most of the force would be pushed downward, not towards your car.
Hey, that's awesome, man. That's good to know, bro. Not to sit there and drive behind a truck of logs. Yeah, you don't even drive behind trucks in general, bro.
If you dumped out a lava lamp and poured in real lava, the glass would just instantly shatter. Instead, you would need to carve the jar out of solid sapphire to withstand the heat. And to avoid the water turning to steam, you would need to float the lava in molten glass. But since the heat would make them both glow, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart. And without a heat source, the lamp would start cooling quickly, meaning in just a few minutes, your lava lamp would just be a rock in a jar.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought of this, to be honest. Like, what? I love how uncomfortably realistic these animations are. That's what I'm saying.
A priest aimed his rifle at the man, shot 3 of his balloons, and the man began to fall. You see, he had strapped himself to over 20 weather balloons to take a photo. He began to lift off the ground, but didn't get high enough. So they added more and tied a long rope to a car. But the rope snapped, launching him over 700 feet into the sky. And that's when the priest began to chase after him, shooting
Oh my gosh.
The photographer fell from the sky, finally reaching the ground.
Yeah, nice. Okay. The fact the priest didn't shoot him proves he's a gun veteran.
You would slide your hand in, then curl your fingers into a fist and swing. As your hand hits the enemy's face, a metal bar pushes inward, firing a bullet straight from the back of your hand into the enemy's face. And this allowed you to take out a target before they even realized they were under attack.
Crazy animation, bro. Oh my gosh. Wait, and the fact that, bro, it's real. This thing is real. World War II glove patrol pistol. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight, bro. Bring gloves. The real One Punch Man. Wait, this is actually insane. And let me prove it to y'all that, like, his videos are not fake or fiction, bro. I'm telling you, look at this. Essentially OSS.3H. Sheesh.
A mirror was hung above her with an easel mounted at her waist and shoulders. She laid flat, staring up at her own reflection and painting what she saw. You see, she was impaled by a metal handrail during a bus accident. Her spine and pelvis shattered, leaving her bedridden for months. Now, she couldn't sit up or even lift her head, but she was determined to paint. So her mother built her the special easel, and from that bed, she started painting the self-portraits that made her famous.
At least she got up again, right? I saw at the end.
Bro,
I love happy endings, man. I swear. Happy endings are the best endings. Whoa! Wait, whoa, boss. Well, that sounds bad, bro. The good, actual good sense happy endings, okay? Not the other ones where you get the little thing, you know what I'm saying? How to make the best s'mores. All right, y'all. Let's go.
The marshmallow. Then push the stick a little to one side. Now, if you hold it above the flames, you'll burn the marshmallow while the chocolate
Rookie mistake right here, I'm telling you.
It stays solid. Instead, wait till the fire dies down and hold it just above the glowing embers. Rotate it slowly to cook it through. Once the outside is golden and the chocolate is soft, slide it off between 2 graham crackers. And as you eat it, each bite will be perfectly melted.
I love that. Look at the animation, bro.
And as you eat it,
Hey.
each bite will be perfect.
Little tongue, bro. Bro, God, I have to eat the marshmallow. Look at him, bro. Bro, these animations, man, they're crazy.
A soldier spotted a tortoise crawling through the mud
What?
during the battle. He picked it up and tucked it inside his pack. The
Aww.
tortoise stayed by his side through gunfire and trenches. They crossed
Trenches.
battlefields together, shared food, and survived the chaos. After the war, he brought it home, and it lived in his garden for decades. The soldier died in his 80s, but the tortoise lived for 10 more years, outliving the man who saved it.
Aww. Not on that note, I think we're gonna leave it there for the world's craziest animations by WWII Films. So if you guys want to see more content like this, click this video here.